Hello and welcome all to a special webinar on Catch the Rain campaign presented by the National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti Government of India, along with APEC News Network. We have been organizing weekly webinar on this subject, Catch the Rain campaign with district magistrates every Saturday. But today's webinar has got a different touch because today's webinar will be focusing on Catch the Rain, but not with administrators, but with the higher education leaders of the country. And for that, we have got eminent speakers with us today who will be diverging on various roles of higher education institutes for creating an ecosystem where rainwater harvesting can be done. That is the motto of Catch the Rain campaign by National Water Mission. And for that, we have got eminent speakers with us.
Okay.
Let me introduce to all of you to G. Ashok Kumar, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti Government of India. Thanks for joining us, G. Ashok Kumar. He'll be the keynote speaker for this webinar. We are also joined by Mr. Sunil Kumar Arora, Advisor, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti Government of India. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Sunil Kumar Arora. We are also joined by Dr. Sayali Gankar, Vice Chancellor, D.Y. Patil University, Pune, Maharashtra. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Sayali. We're also joined by Professor Sasmita Samanta, Pro Vice Chancellor, KIIT, Deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us, Professor Sasmita. We're also joined by Ms. Rajita Kulkarni, President, Sri Sri University, Cuttack, Odisha. Thanks for joining us, Rajita Kulkarni. We're also joined by Professor Kanta Delvi Arunachalam, Dean Center for Environmental Nuclear Research, Directorate of Research and Virtual Education, SRM University, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. We're also joined by Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, Pro Vice Chancellor, Adams University, Kolkata, West Bengal. Thanks for joining us, Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary. We're also joined by Dr. Atul Khosla, co-founder and Vice Chancellor, Shulin University, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Atul. And we're also joined by JP Singh, Deputy Secretary, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India. With this, let me again welcome all of you to a special webinar on Catch the Rain campaign by National Water Mission, along with APEC News Network. With this, I'll request Sri Sunil Kumar Arora, Advisor, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, to give his opening address. Over to you, Mr. Sunil Kumar Arora.
Thank you very much. Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, heads of the universities and senior academician in the field of education, student fraternity, and my dear friends, a very, very good morning to all of you. Rahiman pani rakhiye bin pani sabsoon, pani gaye na ubre, moti manus chun. On behalf of National Water Mission, Department of Water Resources, I take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to all of you for gracing this occasion and participating in this webinar on Catch Them Young to Catch the Rain Where It Falls, When It Falls, involving university youth in harvesting rainwater. I welcome our distinguished speakers who have joined this webinar from different places and are from the field of education to enlighten us about the today's theme and share their experiences and opinions with all of us, and for making this webinar wonderful and successful. I'll take few seconds to tell you about National Water Mission. National Action Plan on Climate Change was released on 30th June 2008, and 8 missions were set up, and out of 8 missions, one of the mission is National Water Mission, which was set up in 2011. The objective of National Water Mission is conservation of water, minimizing wastage and ensuring its more equitable distribution, both across and within the states. And National Water Mission works on 5 distinguished goals. And goal 2 of National Water Mission is promotion of citizen and state action on water conservation, augmentation, and preservation. We are working on all the 5 goals simultaneously. And today's our webinar is based on water conservation. That is our goal 2 of National Water Mission. As you know that in the wake of adoption of Sustainable Development Goals and conclusion of Paris Agreement on climate change, water being the key component of both SDGs as well as of climate change, now water has assumed added significance. So tackling water related problems requires collected efforts. So we all have to go a long way together in solving the water problems of our country and have to make sincere efforts of promoting water conservation with all citizens of India. In recent past, National Water Mission have organized workshop on water use efficiency in agriculture with the theme Sahi Fasal, which were organized to nudge farmers to grow crops which are less water intensive. Now this year, we have launched a campaign on water conservation, namely Catch the Rain Where It Falls, When It Falls. This nationwide campaign, Catch the Rain, is launched to nudge the states to take up concerted efforts to conserve rainwater. I will not tell much about you. Our Additional Secretary and Mission Director is going to give keynote address on this. I can say that we have requested states to take measure in their area of jurisdiction before the onset of monsoon season. They were requested to consider establishing Jal Shakti Kendra, Rainwater Center, a type of water knowledge center in the lines of Tamil Nadu in every district headquarters. And National Water Mission is taking a lead in this and coordinating with the state governments in this regard. As a preparatory phase of Jal Shakti Abhiyan 2, this ministry has involved Nehru Yuva Kendra Santan for undertaking Catch the Rain awareness campaign to cover 623 districts. This awareness generation phase of campaign will run from mid-December to March 2021. With this, I close my address and request everybody present here to support National Water Mission in our campaign Catch the Rain to the fullest, to take it to every citizen of India. I hope all will enjoy this session, and with the blessing of Ma Gange, we have to make this session interesting as well as meaningful. Welcome to all of you again. At last, I want to say, Mata hai bhumi, pita hai pani, yahi keh rahi hai gurbani. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Now I hand over to Mr. Swamik Goswami.
Thank you, Sri Sunil Kumar Arora, Advisor, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, for delivering the opening address. And as you rightly said, that we all have to come together to make the Catch the Rain campaign a success, to make rainwater harvesting ecosystem a success, water security of this country. With this, let me introduce you to Sri G. Ashok Kumar, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, who will be delivering the keynote address of this webinar on Catch the Rain. Over to you, Sri G. Ashok Kumar.
Good morning, everybody. Very warm welcome to all of you. Let me thank APEC and all the organizers of this meeting, and also the presence of the important vice chancellors of important universities from 4 corners of the country. So that is a very, very welcome sign that, as the title of this webinar goes, it's to catch them young. So we want youngsters to be part of this campaign and make this a very, very relevant campaign for the youngsters, and see that it's spread to the people. Now, since you're all vice chancellor, I thought we'll have a presentation, because it's better to show a presentation, and so that it gets embedded in your mind, and so you can also transfer to your students, and there are a lot of students also in that. So instead of making an address, I'll make a presentation which would help us in guiding the flow of thoughts also. So I start off with the presentation. So it is to catch. Is it visible now? Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, it is visible. It is visible.
Okay. So this is the title: Catch them young to catch the rain, where it falls, when it falls, for a Tangar Mukt Indian summer. Okay. Sunil, advisor, has said about the National Water Mission and its goals, so I'm not going to that. So I'm telling two pictures which we are seeing recently in the very frequently. One is a picture of a bus submerged in the road in Delhi. This is the Minto Bridge, famous Minto Bridge in Delhi. You can see half the bus is submerged, and the photo below is about people trying to get water. So one you see a lot of water, another we have a less water. So why is it possible? In this is the rain cycle which we find. There's rainfall for 3-4 months of the year. Then which leads to floods because of the intensity of rainfall is very high. It causes damages to road, property, life, everything happens. Then after 6 months, we find drought coming in. As you see down below, the people are struggling to get water. That leads to sometimes supply of water through tankers. And then farmers commit suicide, the water is available. So this cycle continues. And this is actually, if you look at it, it is 4 months floods and then 8 months the drought situation. Because our only source of water is rain, mostly. Some parts of India we get melting of snow, but most of the places in India we get rainwater only. And can we do something to transfer this water to this Kua? That is the whole purpose of this campaign. To catch the rain where it falls, when it falls, because that's the only source of water. So we have to ensure that the water which flows from above 4 months, which really you have to sustain for 8 months, can we do that by making some small steps from our side? So if you look at the water availability, it's about some figures because all academicians would like to have some figures. That's why I started about 4,000 billion cubic meters of rainfall we get. Out of that, utilizable water is about 1123. 690 billion cubic meters is surface water, and 433 billion cubic meter is the groundwater. And we have about 17% of population, plus the largest bovine population, a lot of greenery, all require water. But the water availability in the country is only 4% of the water available in the world. So there's a disconnect between the water availability and the people. And per capita availability of water in India is about 1,400 million cubic meter per person per capita per year, which is reasonably so. We'll come to that later on. So this is the other, what is the effect of that? We have people like this clamoring for water. And our rainfall also has a problem because it is space and time variability is there. You have rainfall coming in 4-5 months of the year, and the spread is also very large. You have very areas like Rajasthan where you get 100 mm rainfall. Two areas in the east like Andaman Nicobar and the Meghalaya and all where you get 3,000 mm rainfall. So much a variation of rain is also available. Now this is the per capita availability. As I said, it is about 4,500 mm rainfall only. So India is projected to be a water scarce country, not a water deficit country, water scarcity. And the entire part of the country, if you look at the figure here, you can see there's a lot of water scarcity, which is projected in the next 5-6 years, unless we manage the demand and supply side. Now, where's the demand side? I'm starting off with demand side because water demand from various sectors, if you look at 2010, it was 427 billion cubic meter. In 225, we assume it is about 294 cubic meter. But the availability of water in the last row, you can see it is about 1137, 1137, 1130. That's remaining constant most of the time. We are getting rainfall constant throughout the year. Only the thing is that the duration has come down many places and the intensity has gone up. This is the one variation we find because of climate change, but we are getting sufficient rainfall. So if you look at it into 2050, we are finding that there is a shortage of water. It will come up now if you don't take care of the water. So we have to look at the demand side management of it. The most important guzzler of water is agriculture. About 85 to 99% of water in India is used by agriculture. Why am I telling this? Because many of the people, in fact, I had been attending many webinars. Most of the people who in the webinar feel that the water, we always try to say drinking water is the major crisis and all. But actually, many people do not know that the maximum usage of water in India is in agriculture. It's about 80-90%. Drinking water and domestic industry and all will take only about 11% of water. And the water use efficiency in agriculture is only 35%. So if there's a tremendous scope for improvement of water use efficiency in agriculture, and if we can save 10% of water in agriculture, we can provide double the quantity of availability for drinking water in industry, if you look at it. So there is a tremendous necessity for looking at the water usage in agriculture. Now, where are we using this water? Most of the water in agriculture in the last 40-50 years, we have been drawing water from the groundwater. Earlier, we used to have so many dams constructed, surface water was being used, but in the last 70, 80, 40, 50 years, use of water from the ground has increased so much so that India draws more water than America, China, and Mexico put together. So much of water we are drawing from the underground, but we are not replenishing them back. So look at the importance of groundwater. It is 60% of irrigation needs is met by groundwater. 85% of rural water drinking water is met by groundwater. 50% of urban water needs are done by met by the groundwater. And last 40 years, groundwater contributed more than 80% of the increase in net irrigated area. That means our dams, which we tout as the temples of modern India and all, dams are not really providing water. The more and more area is coming under irrigation because of the more and more bore wells which is sunk. And more bore wells means more water being pumped out from underground. Unfortunately, the water is not being put back in the aquifer, which results in the deepening of groundwater. And we have more and more deeper bore wells coming up, which requires more and more power to pump water. It's a very vicious cycle now. So sustainability will be a major challenge if we keep on drawing up water from there. That's why we started a campaign called Sahi Fasal, which is basically to reduce the usage of water in agriculture. So we have asked a question, how to grow more agri-produce to how to raise the income of farmers. So using less water on a sustainable basis. This is where we want to have more income for farmers with less water and using the water more efficiently. Okay, I will come to that. That's not the topic today, so I'm just skipping that. And it's a big topic for discussion. So basically, as Sunil was telling, it is to nudge farmers, use less water more efficiently, and grow crops which are remunerated to them and suited to the agroclimatic conditions. So I'm not going to the deep into that. So we had conducted a lot of workshops, started off in Punjab, Amritsar, November 14, 2019. People are now today sitting dharna. At that meeting itself, we are told the people that paddy is not suitable for Punjab. We should grow for crop diversification. And that's another matter. I'm not getting into that. Now supply side of it. This is where our topic comes in. The only source of available water is rain. 70% of the annual river flows during monsoon seasons. And we get about 15 to 20 days rainfall annually. Due to climate change, the intensity of rainfall has increased, which has results in more areas getting floods. You never heard of floods in Hyderabad, in Mumbai, but we have started to hear it in the last 10 years or 5 years about floods in cities like Bombay, Hyderabad, Chennai, and all these things. Our water storage is very limited. Surface water also we have about 5,000 dams, but our storage of water is very, very small per capita. If you look at it, it's only 209 meter cube per capita, which is very low. US has about 2,000 meter cube. Australia has about 3,220 meter cube. Okay. Our rainfall, SSC shows, if you see the picture, the rainfall happens in the May to October month, and that rain has to sustain for the remaining of the time. That's variation in time you can see in the graph, and the variation in the spatial sector you can see in the map of India. Some areas get rainfall, very high rainfall, and the eastern part of India gets very less rainfall. So there's a high temporal and spatial variation. Now, this is the problem statement. We have 18% of world's population and 4% of world's freshwater reserve, but you are using very ineffective, inefficient irrigation techniques, which causes a lot of wastage of water, and we draw more water from the ground than replenishing it. So we are actually drawing out more water from the ground without replenishing it. So we need to catch the rain, because rain is the only source of water for most part of the country. So why catch the rain? You look at the statistics, see the rainfall available and the total area and population. That statistics I'm giving you. If you look at the per capita availability of water, you see that Delhi, with such a large population, also gets about 148 liters per day water available if you store all the rainwater. This is, of course, statistics, but statistics will give you an idea. So, for the Puducherry get 1,488 liters per day. Our requirement as per the norms is only 150 liters per day per capita. If the rainfall which we get, if we can store part of it itself, we get so much of water. If you look at Uttarakhand, 22,000 liters per day per person is available if you store all the rainwater. We are not storing anything, very little, we are storing very little of it. If we make an effort to save this rainwater, we will be able to provide enough water for everybody. So we need to keep our vessels ready. Why are we not able to store water? Because we are not having any mechanism or to store large volume of water. So rainfalls come, it flows down the hillocks, it flows down the concretized tile places. In the cities now, many places we have put tiles and concretized. That ensures the water flows out very fast. Runoff is very high. All these things makes the water go away and without getting stored in the appropriate areas, which used to happen earlier years. So now our campaign is to keep the natural containers ready so that when the rain comes, this rainwater is caught and kept there and a decent less storage. This is the campaign which we have started, the Catch the Rain campaign, as Mr. Sunil was telling. This is the campaign which says catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. It's a decentralized campaign of storage of water. It has to be the rainwater harvesting structures we make should be suitable to the climatic conditions and subsoil strata. What is suitable in Ladakh? All of you would have heard about the ice stupas in Ladakh. We can't make ice stupa in Rajasthan because water will melt away. So climatic conditions determine what type of structures it can be stored, used for water storing. Subsoil strata also determines the type of storage structure which we should make. Based on all these things, using people participation, we should make rainwater harvesting structures. That is the campaign to catch the rain. Preferably and not preferably should be done before the monsoon so that when the monsoon comes, our containers are ready, empty and waiting for the rain to be caught and water to be stored. That is the Catch the Rain campaign. So it is not a new thing. Earlier also, we can see the traditional wells in Rajasthan and Gujarat and even Harappan civilization had this type of tanks developed. But most of these tanks have become irrelevant and in disuse and become silted. So there's no volume or capacity to store water. We are trying to get back these type of structures revived so that volume is created for storing the rainwater. So these should be, as I said, what will be happen to the if you store this water in the natural vessels, it will improve the soil moisture, it will increase the water table. If the water table increases, it reduces the cost of pumping, saves money, energy, and increase greenery, and it also makes better environment. And because ambience will be good if we have water around us, and it reduces the drinking water problem in summer. Enabling tanker Mukt Bharat. This is where we are telling that, you see a lot of tanker mafia going everywhere. They make more money. 50 rupees water is sold at 800 rupees and make a lot of money off it. So there's a lot of problem in distribution of these tankers. There's a lot of mafia going on there. So if we can tackle this, tanker issues, probably we'll have to store the rainwater, and if rainwater is available in the ground, we can use that water to get water during the summertime. That's where we said tanker Bharat. But incidentally, there's a side effect also for the saving of water. It reduces urban flooding and water logging. And because in many of the urban areas now, because of the urbanization and compaction and concretization, the runoff has increased. So we want to do a crowd saving. This is the opposite of crowdsourcing. What do you mean by crowdsourcing? Everybody stores water. It's a decentralized storage of water. That's what we are looking at cash to rain. What are the activities we propose under the cash to rain campaign? Everywhere there should be rooftop rainwater harvesting structures. There should be new repairing of old check dams and new check dams to be constructed. Removal of encroachment of tanks, desilting of tanks to increase their storage capacity, repairs to traditional water harvesting structures, and you can use many innovative steps like unused well can be put as a water storage device, or defunct bore wells can be used to store water in aquifers, or to be done with active participation of people. Now, these are the plan of action in the campaign. We would like to have everybody involved in that. I'm not going to that details. So as a part of that, we have involved everybody. Honorable Minister has written to chief ministers, and if you notice, he has also written to all the governors. And governors have in turn, as chancellors of the universities, have written to many universities. Many governors have marked a copy of the letters. I hope many of you have got the letters. Many governors have sent letters to the chancellors of the, as chancellor, the vice chancellors of universities, involving them to take up the rainwater harvesting structures. And we have got many response from various vice chancellors on the action taken to take rainwater harvesting structures to the compound, so that not a drop of water goes out of the compound. Okay, this is. I have also written letters to the district magistrates on 11th May and 9th October and 8th December, requesting them to catch the rain campaign. So, what are we asking them? We are asking them to have rooftop rainwater harvesting structures in the all government buildings and private institutions having large landed area. That's where you all come. Universities, schools, colleges, PSUs. We have got response from many IITs, many IIMs, many central universities on the steps they have taken for taking water conservation. So I request all of you to take part in that. See that not a drop of water goes out of it. So you can help the authorities in enumerating and rejuvenating existing water bodies. So we have actually water talk. We have started something called as a water talk, which about 40,000, 60,000 viewers come. In fact, once we had a 2.5 lakh viewers also on the water talk, daily students. So I request all the students who are participating in this issue also to join us the water talk. Probably this water talk in February, third Friday, would be held by Sadhguru. So he has already agreed for that. So we are working out the modalities. So we request all of you to take part in the water talk also. And many Catch the Rain campaign has been endorsed by many people like Vice President, our Minister, Sadhguruji, Devishankarji, Ulela Gopichand, the Sonam Wangchuk from Ladakh. So many people have endorsed this, and that's going on. Many campaign materials also available in airports. It is kept up. Then we have banks, about 10,000 banks have now putting up these posters. Yeah, today I covered this. So we are actually conducting meeting every Saturday with DMs, about 50-60 DMs we have already come in this show. Every week, 4 or 5 DMs, district magistrates and collectors are brought into this video conference on Saturdays, and help them tell us and share their experience in sharing water conservation. This is the feedback we got from Air Force, from Navy, from Airport Authority, from Chennai Petroleum Corporation, IITs. Many of them have returned to us. So I mean, we have, as Sunil said, I'm just coming in another 3-4 minutes. We have said that the Nehru Kendras have been involved to get the campaign going. So from December 21st to March 31st is a campaign, awareness campaign phase, where IEC activities will be generated to create the bus. And that's where I require all your help in this. And prepare, as I said, these IEC activities and awareness generation will be to prepare the ground to catch the rain before the sun. This is a launch which we did in Delhi, instead of launching the poster. So these are some of the posters which we have generated and will be available. Wall writings and all will be put up in the various places. So I am coming to what the universities can request to you. I hope this is what I am requesting all of you. One is catch the rain. Please install rooftop rainwater harvesting structures and rainwater harvesting structures in your compound. You have a lot of area, so that not a drop comes out of your compound. That is one thing which, if you can help us to do it. NSS, most of the schools have, colleges have, universities have NSS and NCCC and other student bodies. They can be galvanized and organized to participate in making rainwater harvesting structures in their homes and colonies, because we want brand ambassadors to go and tell the people about the value of water and make these rainwater harvesting structures. They can help in organizing people, organize for restoring water bodies like ponds and lakes in their area, clearing encroachments in floodplains and water canals, because many of the canals which bring water to the water bodies like ponds and all are also encroached. That also can be cleaned up and kept ready so that the water comes down to these compounds. Now what happens? Because of the problems in the channels, water gets diverted to the house, gets floods the waterlogging the low-lying areas and creates a lot of damages. All can be avoided if the channel is cleared and let the water flow directly to the water bodies, and the water bodies are deepened so that they can have the larger volume of it. We also would like to have a rejuvenation of smaller rivulets, because many times you see the rivers which used to be mighty rivers which you flow around throughout the year are now getting dried up after 4-5 months. Many rivers in the country, you find the plain and the riverbed is dry during summers. But if we can rejuvenate small rivers, they will supply water to these rivers, and the rivers will continuously flow throughout the year. Replantation can be taken up, and this is where students in a big way can participate, even if they are not actively involved in the work. They can be agents for mass awareness generation, make people understand the value of water. Because since water is people are getting water without much cost, people do not understand the value of it. It's not the price of water, but the value of water, how to conserve it. That we have to tell the students, and they can propagate it. We can increase the respect of water. If there's respect of water, there'll be more better utilization of water, conservation of water, prevent water wastage, increase water conservation. These all can be propagated by the students. Most of the students are social media savvy, FB, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, etc. They can post their pictures on with the hashtag Catch the Rain, tagging nwm.giveaway, and we can make this as a trending post in the country, so that more and more people can involve in. Materials, we have kept it as this website, nwm.gov.in/Catch the Rain. If you can go to this website, lot of posters we have kept there, lot of e-posters and tweets are model tweets are kept there, so you can download it and yourself can tweet it with the tagline. That will help us in generating the buzz in the social media. Also, as I said, every third Friday of the month we have water talk from 3 to 5 p.m. You can participate in that. You can listen to the talks from the water people who have done a lot of work in the water sector. As I said, probably this water talk, it will be done by Sadhguruji. So when Minister talked about 2-3 months back, we have about 2.5 lakh people participating live in the water talk. So I request all of you, the students who are participating, tremendous opportunities available for getting knowledge about water. But we have also kept these water talks in this website, nwm.gov.in, catch the water talk there. Go to that place, all the previous 22 water talks are available as a video there. You can also see them. And I want these students to be water warriors, to serve their future. It is their future which they have to provide. So as today we have universities from चारों कोने से है. So I said, I remember the famous dialogue of Amitabh Bachchan, मुल्क के चारों कोने पे rainwater harvesting structures, rainwater का इंतजार करे तो रेन को पकड़ना मुश्किल नहीं है, मुमकिन है. So drinking water tanker मुक्त भारत would be possible. So my request all of you is, please participate in the campaign. Your university area should be made totally conserving the water. your students would be involved in conserving water and may help them spread the message of water conservation. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching this, and I hope that some of the materials which I mentioned here would be used by you, and you will spread the message and join us in the campaign to catch the rain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So that was G. Ashok, sir, who is the Mission Director, National Water Mission, and also Additional Secretary for Ministry of Jal Shakti, who has been running this Catch the Rain campaign on a mission mode so passionately, involving several stakeholders, as he mentioned, who all have connected. So with this, we would move on to our next speaker, all the way from Odisha, Ms. Rajita Kulkarni, who is the President, Sri Sri University. Madam, we would like to have your perception and your contribution of your university towards water conservation and uh, Catch the Rain campaign. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, we can see your presentation.
Firstly, thank you very much, Ashok Kumar ji. That was a really, really comprehensive and really fantastic presentation on all the efforts that National Water Mission is doing. In fact, the fact that we have this now since the last 2 years itself is such a big reinforcement of the interest of, the focus that water conservation has in our country. And thanks to APAC for hosting this important discussion. We are in Sri Sri University lucky to have the parentage of the Art of Living Foundation, and Pujya Gurudev's initiatives on water conservation, river rejuvenation are extremely inspiring and well known. So I want to talk a little bit about that and a little bit about what we are doing in Sri Sri University for water conservation, and some of the ideas, Ashok Kumar ji, that you shared. In fact, I'm going to request some of your slides because those are very, practical and doable action steps that our students, and youth in general, I think all over the country can implement. So, through the Art of Living Foundation, this was a ground up water, volunteer sort of effort in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. We have currently our water conservation and river rejuvenation efforts are going on. In Maharashtra, 29 rivers and tributaries have been either restored, rejuvenated or conserved. Similarly, in Karnataka, 7 rivers, Kumudvati River, Hemavati River, some of the main water sources for big cities like Bangalore, and also in Tamil Nadu. The reason I'm sharing this here is because our students of many colleges and institutions and young people of our country have been actively involved in the volunteer work for this, which is really a ground up community led effort over the last 4-5 years. I think the fact that our Art of Living programs are able to create a sense of responsibility in people where they don't wait for the solution to come, but are willing to take up the action themselves and become part of the solution. I think that has been a big achievement. About 50,000 people in the last 2-3 years have been involved in the effort in a decentralized way. You regularly said in your speech about decentralization, and I'm glad that this is happening. A lot of stories, I mean, this is just one, but there are thousands of such stories of people around the riverbanks and around in these villages whose not only lives got, I think, sustainably impacted, but also their livelihoods got sustainably impacted in a positive way. So 47 rivers, Ashok Kumar ji, till now in 3 states, we have been able to rejuvenate and restore. We've built about close to 22,000 recharge structures, and about 7 million people our data shows that has been impacted. More than 6 lakhs trees planted, etc. So reviving rivers, conserving water is a huge prerogative, priority for the Art of Living Foundation, of which we are a part. And because of this DNA, I think we have had the instinct in Srish University to do that itself. So Ashok, we have a very unique topography in our university. Ours was an old quarry land. So our land even today has huge quarries which become natural, reservoirs of water. So the first picture you see, these are our natural rainwater storage reservoirs. We have multiple such quarries on our campus. So this water gets stored, and we get ample rainfall. So this water then is used for gardening or other purposes. We are using drip irrigation and water sprinklers in a big way on our campus for our soccer fields, for our other plantations. We were a totally dry, arid campus. 7-8 years ago, we had only 2 trees on over 180 acres of land. Today, we have more than 100,000 trees. We are regularly awarded Green Campus Awards. So even the water we use is from drip irrigation and sprinklers. You talked a lot about student involvement. This point number, the photograph number 4, this idea came from one of our students to start using water aerators. So what we realized is when we use these small tiny gadgets, they reduce the splashing. So when you're washing utensils, all our universities, my colleagues are here, we have thousands of students, so we have thousands of plates getting washed 4 times a day. And when you're washing, we have realized we are consuming almost 80% less water than we used to before we use this. Also, our bio STP in our university recycles 85% of the kitchen wastewater and hostels from toilets, etc. With output characteristics that comply to BIS. So that is again a reuse of water. We are on the banks of the Kathjodi River, which is one of the tributaries of the giant Mahanadi River. And again, our work, in fact, last year we had begun some before the pandemic hit us. So even beautifying river banks, I think, is one way of restoring and reigniting the respect for water and rivers, like what we see for, in Rishikesh and Banaras, etc., in Nasik or many other cities. So that is also one of the things we are looking at, how we can beautify the river bank, so that, that awareness about the importance for water stays alive in our students. What I am happy with, and I think that is happening in many of my colleagues' universities also, I think in general today the students' awareness about climate, about our natural resources is in general quite high. So I think our students belong to a generation of heightened awareness about no wastage, and making sure that we are using our resources to the best. So I am happy that our students are part of it. We have a daily wastage counter in our kitchen, which talks about how much food gets left over, and therefore, how much we can save and not waste. So that's run by students. There are many such other initiatives, but what I was very impressed by, Ashok Kumarji, is some of your very practical ideas. We will incorporate them once our students start coming back to campus, with things becoming better on the pandemic end. And we will be in touch with you and share with you. Also, I want to share here, I have colleagues who are from, like Atulji is here from the mountains, and he has a totally different challenge than we have in terms of water, receiving rainfall as well as, conserving. So I think there are a lot of things we can share. Ma'am is here from Maharashtra. We all have, we know the challenges we face here in some of the areas of drought. So I am looking forward to a lot many more ideas for partnerships amongst us, so we can, hold each other and support each other in areas possible. We are planning to start a water institute. It is at a blueprint stage right now. Got delayed because of the pandemic and the last year that it was. But our commitment comes from the vision Pujya Gurudev has for restoring our rivers. And we are looking forward to being a big part of it and leading it from the front. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity to share my thoughts here. And I want to applaud our students of Sri Sri University and also students of, students and youth in general. I think I'm saying it a couple of times because I really feel it. They can lead this from the front. We had a very large conference last year, Ashok Kumarji, in our Bangalore International Center, where Honorable Minister Gankwaji came, and I remember very well one thing he said, कि जब तक पानी हमें नदियों से लाना पड़ता था, तब तक हमें बड़ा रिस्पेक्ट था पानी के लिए, क्योंकि एफर्ट लगता था जाके लाने में, और जब जल नल में आने लगा तो हम उसको टेक फॉर ग्रांटेड कहीं करना लगे हों. It is 2 years since I heard it, but it rings true. And I think it is our responsibility to make sure that we don't let that happen. So thank you, APAC, for the invitation, and thank you, National Water Mission, for all your effort. I happened to meet the CEO of Hindustan Lever last year, and in his speech, he said that my competition is not another FMCG company. My competition is water, because in a couple of years, there may not be enough water for people to use my products. So I think we should not let that happen. And I think we are all here and are committed to this important cause. So thank you very much, and look forward to hearing from my colleagues.
Thank you very much, Rajita ji. I'm glad to see that Sri Sri University and the Art of Living, the campaign itself, doing a lot of work in water conservation. With this, we would move on to our next speaker.
Okay, just one second. Rajita ji, thanks. I'm very happy. You notice our campaign was blessed by Sri Gurudev ji only. We have a video of him endorsing with us. I didn't show that here. We have, in my presentation, you would have noticed that I shown the picture of Ravi Shankar ji. He did that somewhere in August last year. So we are Art of Living part is a part of our program also. We have people from Delhi Art of Living joining us in many of the campaigns. So very nice of you. You notice our effort is to ensure that children and youngsters become the brand ambassadors for water. And then, as you rightly said, we want the respect of water to be stored. Because water, if you have saman, you have respect for water, then people will not misuse it and waste it. That's the whole concept. Instead of jitne bhi theory batayan se bhi fayda nahi hoga, you have to make people understand and respect the water. That's what we are looking at it. My humble submission is, we want to have a platform. You are doing wonderful job. Many other professors are doing wonderful job. Many other colleges are doing wonderful job, but we need a platform to have it, and to one umbrella campaign. So that's the campaign which we are doing. Catch the Rain. Kindly come under the Catch the Rain umbrella, and so that whatever you do, you can please do a tag or / Catch the Rain and tag NWDM, so that your messages also go to our people and our people who are with us. As I said, nearly 50 DMs have already come, and every day, almost every day, I have 1 or 2 webinars with either NGOs or people, water warriors, or people who have done a lot of work in various sectors. As you rightly said, conditions vary from place to place, climate to climate. What is suitable? We had Sonam Wangchuk ji presenting us the ice stupa concept, where water is stored as ice in Ladakh. He had made 66 crore liters of water stored as ice stupa in Ladakh, one by stupa. And the best part is, even after June, the next June, the ice stupa had not fully melted. That means so much of water is still available. Wow. So these are all, but then that is not suitable in Rajasthan, no, obviously. So depending upon the conditions of the climate, conditions of the soil, appropriate rainwater harvesting structures have to be made. And that's where we are planning to have these Jal Shakti Kendras. We want Jal Shakti Kendras in every district, which will tell people how to make rainwater harvesting structures. I'm happy that your people have done a wonderful job in your campus. I'm sure that from 2 trees you have got 1 lakh trees. That's a great improvement. But ensure that the students take this home and into their villages and their cities and see that it is done there also.
Yeah.
So that's and next 3 months, even if they're not coming to college, please through your seminars, your e-seminars, please tell them to make the containers ready so that all water which is coming in their area is collected and stored. Thanks a lot. And please send the materials to our website. Email, I said, it is catchthe.rain.nwm@gmail.com. It's very simple to remember. Catch the Rain, the campaign which you're doing, .nwm is National Water Mission @gmail.com. Please send it to us. We'll upload it in our website. And I also request all of you, please look at our website, nwm.gov.in. There's a Catch the Rain campaign panel in that, where you have lots of information, lots of IEC materials, lots of themes for Nukkad Nataks, lots of materials for wall writings, a lot of materials for Twitter and social media messaging is kept there. So you can download any of them and use it on your own. And second is your presentations and your contributions also, you can give it to us. We'll also put it on our website. That's why any can see it. So this is like one platform for getting information on water conservation, water activities. I'm happy that you are all joining in, and please share your presentation to us. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir, and also Rajita ji. With this, we would move on to our next speaker, all the way from Maharashtra, Vice Chancellor for D.Y. Patil University, Dr. Saili Gankwaji. Ma'am, we would like to have your perception and the contribution by your university, water conservation and catch the rain.
Sure. Thank you so much. Very good afternoon to all of you, all my co-panelists, along with G. Ashok Kumar ji and other vice chancellors, pro-vice chancellors of other universities. A wonderful presentation which was been given by Ashok ji. Thank you so much. It was in much detail. And very rightly said by Dr. Rajita Kulkarni ji that the time has come where we need to really create an ecosystem where we all need to be together for the contribution of all these causes which government is deciding or visualizing for the next decade. It's very nicely also, the tagline is very fascinating and which I'm very happy with that. And that talks about that how can we catch them young for catching the rain. I think that's the wonderful tagline and which motivated me to be the part of this discussion process. Because yesterday, Honorable Finance Minister has declared the budget and more than 2,86,000 crore has been kept for the Jal Shakti mission. 50,000 CR has been kept for research work for the academic institutions. I think it's a huge amount of money which has been taken care this year. Because last time, I still remember it was hardly 4-digit CR which was kept for the research foundation. Why I'm saying this and what is the reason behind is that I think everyone, including government, institutions, because we are the backbone of the nation building process, where maximum number of youth with their energy, creativity, and passion, they come on our campuses and they really want to perform. Because we know that we have learned many things from our history, but these kids, millennials, they are expecting us to create the history in terms of technology, research, and science, because they compare us what is happening in the Western world, especially what they are doing and how we are doing. Of course, reason is internet. Of course, reason is technology, where everyone is connected at speed. And I think let us understand what we all should do together and how we can contribute. At our campus, D.Y. Patil universities, we have 4 universities, and we are doing extremely well in all the fields of education. Right from agriculture, now we are setting up the agriculture university as well. So if you look at it, so it's not only agriculture, but agriculture, architecture, design, medical sciences, management, pharmacy, hotel management, all education and field has been taken under one roof. And that is what father founder, Dr. D.Y. Patil sir looked at it. Your presentation was really good and which motivated me to really understand how we all can contribute into it. If you look at it, let's understand why we need to understand the challenges which are there. You have said it very nicely, and the UN is also talking about the same thing. More than 700 million people, especially from 43 countries, they are suffering today from the water scarcity. I still remember, and my young days or childhood, what you said very nicely, that we used to get the water from the river and almost taking half an hour to get that water at home. And that was really a painful situation to all of us. And that helped us to really work very meticulously to create the water bodies, dams, and other sources of water, which is required for drinking and using. However, still, we are not able to make that more easily available to the people. Still, the need is there to focus on water conservation and rainwater harvesting. And unless our youngsters, our youth, they contribute in the process, it will be very difficult. We have learned from the history that unless and until the citizen, individuals, they take the ownership of all the causes to make this nation a powerful nation, I think it will be very difficult for policymakers and education institutions. And therefore, there are so many opportunities for our students to contribute into. We know it very well that we cannot think of life without water. And that is required to be kept in our mind, and that how we can. I still remember one more point, that we never thought that we will buy Bisleri or Aquafina. We never thought of it. But today, if you look at it, the companies are become so successful and they are able to sell the water, which we never thought of it. In our ancient days also, if we look at the architecture and the systems, those were very powerful. And those took care of the supply of water to the agriculture and to the societies or the civilization. But now here, I think we need to really work on it very meticulously with the help of the faculty members, with the help of industry, with the help of students, and of course, NGOs and government. And that is what ecosystem is required to be really created very powerful. While saying this, what we are doing at our campus, of course, what you have presented, we all are engaged into that. So typically, rainwater, which we are trying to harvest is through the rooftop area, surface area, trying to create the water supply source for through our bore wells that we are trying to do it. We are having the rainwater harvesting system. Madam has also shared the few things. Those are also available at our campus, which we are doing it. Library building, rooftops, or girls hostel, boys hostel, all are being taken care. Agricultural student, those who are attending our program today, they all are the part of this program. They are live. They are also trying to understand what the challenges are. They are also contributing in this process. What our students are doing and what we intend to do is that to support the government by having the active participation in all the activities. What you talked about, Ashokji, especially creating awareness, conducting educational and motivational program, not only for the rural area, but even for the urban area, creating awareness the campaigns, environment buildings. Our campus is every year we receive the awards as a green building awards, and that is what we are trying to do it. We are contributing through our banners, e-posters, and other competitions, what we are doing in the campus. But at the same time, if you look at it, this year we are setting up the Atal Incubation Center, and I'm sure that my engineering students, they will come out with the solutions which are the one of the solution which has been shared by Ranjita ma'am very nicely, that how the tap has been created. So we would like to collaborate with such kind of universities, at the same time the incubation centers across India, so that our students can contribute very effectively for the cause of the cause which we are talking about, catch the rain, not only in the rural area but in in urban area as well. We have designed a program through NSS, and this program is basically as per the guideline of UGC. We are taking them, we are making them socially responsible, and I think this is one of the club activity which we are going to start it from this year, where Jalashakti Club, the club can contribute conducting these activities nearby all our villages of almost 4 cities we are working in. One is Kolhapur, Sangli, Pune, and Mumbai. So I think our students' strength is more than 10,000 at one campus. So all of us, we are going to contribute, and I'm sure that what your agenda is, catch the rain, we will definitely contribute for that with the help of assessing the technology, use of technology, developing the apps, conducting the surveys, and of course, the management students and architecture students, engineering students, all of them, they are going to have a beautiful ecosystem in this campus with the help of NGOs. And for this, I'm sure that my team will definitely approach your department. At the same time, I would like to be in touch with you and Ranjita ji, so that we can take this with the proper collaboration, and we can implement the way you're doing it and creating a wonderful success story for this particular cause. So with this, thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm thankful to APAC. I'm thankful to Government of India for giving me an opportunity to share my few thoughts with all of you.
Thank you
so
very much, Dr. Saili. Wonderful seeing various initiatives being done by university. With this, we would call upon our next speaker, Dr. Atul Khosla, who's a co-founder and Vice Chancellor for Sholini University, Solan, from Himachal Pradesh. Over to you, Dr. Atul.
Thank you very much, Sudhir ji, and I think it's good afternoon now. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Ashok ji, Rajita, how are you? And what a wonderful set of discussions. I think a lot of very interesting perspectives have already been shared. I'm going to leave 3-4 thoughts, but before that, I'm going to go back probably 20 years back. I used to be in Switzerland in those days, and I was a management consultant with McKinsey & Company at that point of time. And Syngenta, which is one of the largest biotechnology companies in the world, was a client of mine. And you'll be surprised, Ashok ji, at that point of time, we were doing a strategy piece for Syngenta, and they were looking 30 years ahead and asking us to say, what should be our water strategy? As a seeds company, they were thinking about what should they do to preserve water, because water would be the most scarce component as far as the country goes. So when I sit in my Vice Chancellor chair, the thing that's making me lose my most hair is actually water. And I'm going to give some statistics over here. We used to consume around 400,000 liters of water every day, while the government, through its irrigation plans and others, gives us around 100,000 liters of water. So we were 300,000 liters scarce of water. So what do you do in this situation? Of course, you do some bore wells, you try to conserve water, you try to get water from the rivulet, etc., etc., etc. So life was good. Then one day, very interesting things happened. In Himachal, things are very interesting because the water flows down. We are a hilly area. So our rivulet got completely polluted because of sewage coming from Solan town. So we could not use the water anymore. So we were deficit by 200,000 liters of water. So demand management comes in. Yes, catch water becomes very, very critical, and I'll speak about that in a second. But demand management of water is very, very critical. And Rajita, great to see all the wonderful stuff you've done. So we actually had to go about making a fundamental change in the way people consumed water and awareness campaigns. And we brought down our consumption by 150,000 liters of water. It's phenomenal. It is possible. every piece of water at Shulini is recycled today. There is no way we can manage without that. The third thing that we have done is rivulets, which were extremely polluted. We're trying to see what we can do with them. So we're doing a project about adding reeds on rivulets and dams on rivulets, which can clean the water in a possible way, where they can then be used for bathing and other purposes. Drinking water becomes a big issue. So in all, the point I'm trying to make over here is there are 4 areas around which we as universities can contribute. First, of course, is student involvement, students taking it to different parts of the country, different parts of the villages, which I think Ashokji, you spoke about. I think the second area is around becoming pilots for new projects. So can we become microcosms of small new projects that we seed in our universities, which can then be transferred to the villages? I think the third area, which is actually more important, which universities need to invest in, is around research. Can we do research on areas of water to conserve water, whether that's in agriculture, whether that's in rainwater harvesting, whether that's in drinking water and the likes. And I think that's a very, very important component of the mandate that the government gives to universities, which is research. And I think the fourth area, which I think we all should do, is to actually create this movement in the country. So we'll seek your support, Ashokji. I think what happens, and I'll be very honest over here, many times in all these big missions, private universities are sort of missed. You'll do a lot of work with public universities, rightly so, but please do understand that there are high quality 800 universities across the country. Most of us are, or many of us are, I would say, truly not for profit. We are here because we want to do good work. So we would love your help to create an umbrella, like you rightly said, where we can all work together towards a common cause. We all will have different perspectives. I'll leave this meeting, leave this discussion with a very short video on work that we are doing in water. So we started a Center of Excellence of Water around 5 years ago, largely because of the need of the Himalayan region and also our own need. Drinking water is the biggest issue over here. We have major challenges with quality drinking water. The water sources have got polluted. So I'm going to show a small video about the work that our students have done. It's a 1-minute video. Hopefully you all will like it. And after that, I'll pass it over to the next speaker. If it's okay, I'm going to play this. Hear it. I think with this, I'll really thank APAC and Government of India, National Water Mission. I think if there's one area that we all in the country need to really work together is the area of water. Sir, I've already on LinkedIn hashtagged catch water. So you'll see that on my LinkedIn post. I've already done that. Let's create a movement around saving water, every raindrop of water. I think we owe this to the nation. We owe this to our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What you said, Adulji, that we are trying to involve all. We are not restricted to Central University and private universities. In fact, I returned to many of the universities, big universities, and about 80 or 90 of them, and also requested the governors to write to all the universities. So irrespective of whether you are private or not, I think governor has a say in that. So that's why we wrote to all of them. Second is, I really like the initiative of your students of the deep water Moringa. It's a very nice concept for getting pure drinking water, very essential, because there are very traditional methods of making available good drinking water. But our question first now is whether do we have water at all to put Moringa leaf to take the water. So that's where we are telling that catch the rain. And this again is only for the next 3 months. The focused activity for the next 3 months to catch the rain and store the water. And actually intervening with what he had said, because we are looking at reducing the demand of water in industry in crops like sugarcane and paddy by appropriate technology. Water, if they want to grow sugarcane, if they want to grow paddy, well and good, but they can reduce the usage of water in that. We would prefer them diverting to some other crop, but if the farmers are adamant on doing that, let them do that, but less water usage. So your presence in the students counseling the parents and the farmers around their area would be of much use than government officers going and telling them. So that's why all of you have to take part. And one important point you said about the pollution of drinking water, the water bodies by sewage. This is a major challenge because 1 liter of sewage can spoil thousands of liters of water. This is one major challenge which we are facing. I was also part of the national movement for national mission for clean Ganga till about a year back. We have done so much of sewage treatment plants and all in your area also in some of the area Archipodi and all. We have done that sewage treatment plant. Sewage is a major problem. So we also should try to ensure that sewage water doesn't contaminate the water body. Very essential. And when you rejuvenate the water body, we should only ensure that only treated water is put in back to the river so that the water which is flowing in the river will be very good and healthy. Thanks a lot. Be in touch. Please send your videos and all these things to our website so that we can keep it there, and your platform you can use this platform to share information. But I want next 3 months action in your areas. Not a drop of water should go down from your area, because in Uttarakhand and Himachal areas, because the steep slope, water runs down very fast. There is some way you should develop to reduce the speed of water, slow down the water, which reduce landslides, which will not take away the soil fertility from the top of the topsoil fertility, and let the water sink down. Interestingly, I found many collectors who are in hilly areas say that in rainy season we have landslides, but in summer season we have severe drinking water problem. It's very interesting how a plenty full of water is available in one couple of months, and then next 3 months or 4 months is severe shortage of water in areas where lot of rain comes in. We should store rainwater. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ashokji, for your motivation. I assure you that we'll move mountains to ensure that not a drop of water is lost. And I'll probably come over and meet you also and
Welcome.
do everything possible to make this happen. Thank you.
So that was wonderful to see students from the Shulni University doing some wonderful work, and that was a very good video. So with this, we would move on to our next speaker from Odisha, Bhubaneswar, Pro Vice Chancellor KIIT, deemed to be University, Professor Sasmita Samanta. Over to you, ma'am. Welcome.
Namaste to all the co-panelists and all the members from the ministry, all the members from APAC, and most respected Sri Ashok Kumarji, who had brought all of us together to think for a cause. Being from Odisha, in KIIT University, since very beginning, we all have understood the importance of addressing different disaster management issues, because Odisha is a state which is badly affected by flood, which is badly affected by drought, and in every alternate year we faced cyclone. So that was the reason while we started the organization, since very beginning we started a sensibility and the consciousness among all the students, faculties and staff in the campus towards the earth, towards the environment. And for that, since 97, we write our campus as the eco-friendly campus. Of course, KIIT, perhaps in the state, it is the most green campus. We are having around 2 lakh trees in the campus itself. And last year in 2019, in Foni, it was very badly affected. So after that, again, we planted 1 lakh tree more because we had lost around 50% of the trees. Of course, the whole Bhubaneswar and Puri were devastated by Foni. And after that, we had sensitized all our students and staff. We are having another one initiative or society, that is Art of Giving, by our honorable founder, Dr. Achitananda Samant. Through that, we motivated all our 60,000 students and 10,000 staff while they went back in summer to plant at least 1 tree at their own places. So in that way, we could achieve plantation of 1.5 lakh trees in one go during that summer itself. And in the campus, we are having number of rainwater harvesting system. As Ashok Kumar ji was suggesting, he has taken all the small points into his slides. Whatever the university can do, he has tried to bring everything there. And coming to the sensibility for the environment, we are having number of rainwater harvesting system in all the campuses. We ensure that from none of the campus, the rainwater is going out. So in all the campuses, rainwater harvesting system is there. Second, we are having number of trees. Third is that in our academic department, as in the university, we are normally engaged in academic research and extension activities. But in KIT, we just say that we do reverse. First, we go to the community, we think for the community, we talk to the community, then bring the issues to our academic program. So in our engineering department, we are having one water resource management department itself. And we are offering the electives to the graduate, bachelor students and master students, the MTech in water resource management. That also we are offering to the students. And with that, we have established in 2019 one center of excellence in water and rare earth. Because Orissa is a reservoir of rare earth, lots of rare earth is there in the state of Orissa. So in those two centers of excellence have been established. And this year we are co-partner with the state of Orissa for establishment of STPs in 8 districts of Orissa. Thus, Orissa state government has given this work to Ernst & Young, and we are the knowledge partner with them for establishment of STPs in 8 districts of Orissa. And many more green initiatives are being taken by the university. We have now adopted 5 panchayats in Kandhamal districts of Orissa. Our students from electronics engineering, mechanical engineering, and computer science engineering, together, they have developed one sensor technology. We have seen, of course, such sensor system in Europe and USA, and we have developed the sensor technology for measuring the dampness of the earth in different places in those 5 panchayats, because we felt that today we find the farmers are slowly becoming sensible for testing of the earth, for putting the manure in different places. Of course, where the farmers are very much illiterate, we find the initiative of government officers for educating them. So we thought when we are adopting 5 panchayats for helping them, for making that panchayat self-reliant, we thought let's start with the agriculture. So we are teaching them both in mechanized farming and also organic farming. And with that, we are developing a system with sensor-based technology for proper use of the water in those areas. Because in Orissa, most of the state in Orissa, 60 to 70% state of the Orissa, during summer, they suffer from getting the good drinking water. As my previous speaker was showing that they are taking the water from the small ponds or somewhere. In Orissa also the same things happen, particularly in the tribal districts of the state. So in those places, we are trying to bring that sensor technology in agriculture. We are trying to bring the center of excellence in water. As my previous speaker was saying, I would also like to request Sri Ashok Kumarji that he should also open some platform for the private institution to work closer with you. As I am saying, we are working in 8 districts of Orissa for STPIs. Maybe when this project is being extended to other districts, KIT also will be the knowledge partner with them. We have established all STPs in all our system. We are using the wastewater for watering the plants every day. As I am saying, we are having 2 lakhs plant. And in the state, all green, most of the green awards are coming to KIT. Just recently, there was flower competition. We have got around 19 awards, starting from the roller trophy, champion trophy, up to the last 19 awards the KIT has received. We'll be very happy to get associated with Jal Mission, because there are lots of initiatives starting from the social science, economy, science, skill development. Other initiatives are being taken by the university for development of the people in the state of Orissa. Would like to be associated with you. And as you say, to put everything in the social media, yes, we are having around 2,000 NSS students, those who are making awareness whole through the year on different social concept. For Go Green and water, we had taken initiative just 1 year back, and our students have made lots of initiative for putting the rainwater harvesting system in the domestic houses. That we had done in a measured way. And if you are getting the scope to get associated with your ministry, we'll be doing a lot for you. And we have already put your Catch the Rain in our website and also in social media since yesterday. And we'll be doing your massive campaign. We can do it in a much bigger way through social media because we are having number of students, 60,000 students in campus. We are having 60,000 alumni and many more people connected to us. So we'll be happy to contribute for this cause. Thank you, sir. And thank you all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ashok sir, would you like to?
Yes. Thank you, Satyaji. Very happy to know that a lot of things are happening in Orissa, in your university. KIT people know that university also is a lot of work is being done. Your approach of the reverse approach of getting the people's problems solved in university is very good. Incidentally, today happens to be the World Wetlands Day. A lot of wetlands in that area. It's high time we start conserving the wetlands. Wetlands are being encroached upon. So I didn't get into so many details because we have various aspects of water. So please ensure that your wetlands are saved and conserved because they are acting as sponges. They take the water and release it slowly to the rivers. That will ensure that the rainwater, the river flows continuously. These are things which we have done. And as you rightly said, the water knowledge centers, we are looking at these Jal Shakti Kendras are water knowledge centers. So not only just rainwater harvesting structures, all aspects of water, how to use drip irrigation, how to use sprinkler irrigation, where to establish these things. All issues associated with water will be in the knowledge center, which we are posting. So you can also join us in taking up the Jal Shakti Kendra. So why I request you is you can adopt a couple of villages and start Jal Shakti Kendras under your guidance.
Yes.
Basically, it is like a one mobile phone number which can be publicized to people so that people can be asked to call up that number, get information about water. It's a very simple. You don't have to put so much of money in that. One person or one student or volunteer who is very, very keen on knowing about water and sharing knowledge to people, you can have the phone to them. So the people, you publicize the phone number so that people can call up the number and get advice on how to use the water properly. That's the Jal Shakti Kendra. It is not a building with a computer, AC, and 4 chairs and table and all. My basic model of a rain center, Jal Shakti Kendra, is a water knowledge center with a mobile phone. Just a mobile phone, anybody can help it. And now that you have 2,000 strong volunteers, why don't you take up 5-6 villages and where there's tanker supply there in this summer, and ensure that this year that will be a tanker mukta village. Every village is constituted Bharat. So when you're looking for a tanker mukta Bharat, it has to be a tanker mukta village, tanker mukta taluk, tanker mukta district, and tanker mukta state, and then tanker mukta Bharat. So kindly look at it. So that small initiatives, 1 or 4 villages, you can take it up and take it up. Another thing is the water consumed in agriculture. I am also incidentally the central Prabhari officer for the Kalahandi districts. I am come very regularly to Kalahandi, talk to the tribals and all these things. But they are also gone to paddy cultivation. The large quantity of paddy is being taken up. But paddy we should grow for food security, but ensure that the paddy does not take up lot of water. There are good practices of paddy cultivation which use less water. So that all we have to encourage upon. Thanks of you. Thank you, Samanaji. Keep in touch and join us in our website. Now, our water talks. Please join. All your students can join us in a water talk. 3rd Friday, 3 to 5. Get a lot of information on various aspects of water. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And actually, we have returned to the central CBSE and these Navodaya Vidyalayas and that Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangadan. A lot of students from these schools are joining us. Now we are asking you, university, also to join. Your students can join us and become part of this water talks. through our Facebook page. You can join us, and live high quality discussions on water will be heard. So you can have a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Professor Susmita from Odisha, Bhubaneswar. Now, we would like to call upon our next speaker from the state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Professor Kanta Devi Arunachalam, Dean, Center for Environmental Nuclear Research, Directorate of Research and Virtual Education, SRM University. Thank you very much, Professor Kanta Devi, for joining us. Over to you. We would like to hear your perception and the contribution of your university towards water conservation and Catch the Rain campaign.
Thank you, Gautam. And first I would like to thank Water Mission for giving us the opportunity, and greetings from SRM IST to all the Vice Chancellors and the government dignitaries. And I request the effort to play the video. Actually, this is the topic is, I think you all know, Tamil Nadu is very successful in rainwater harvesting, and we call that ancient technology as Neer Melanai Kudimaramatu. And here we do have a SRM IST water mission, part of this water mission for water conservation and management. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, I would like to start with this with a Tamil poem written by a Thiruvalluvar. It is called Tirukkural. In our language, it's Neer Indri Amayadu Ulahanin, Yararikkum Van Indri Amayadu Ulukku. The meaning is living organisms cannot survive without water. So the earth cannot exist without rain. That is a very, very true from the point of present situation. And it was said before 300 BC. Next one, please. SRM IST is a NAC accredited deemed university situated in Chennai. It has more than 60,000 students and faculties, and we have many accreditations with foreign collaborations, and we have more than 3,000 faculties, in which about 200 of them are from foreign collaborations. Next, please. And within a short span of 45 days, we received about 7 prestigious awards, in which it is related to water or the sustainable development. The AICT 131 Student Award, we got the first award, in which about 50,000 saplings in 26 villages, some of them are adopted by our Unnat Bharat, in which 1,000 students were involved from the NSS, NCC, Unnat Bharat, Swachhata High Action, and also our engineering associations. And we also ranked 1 by AICT again for the residential universities from the residential part of that, from the Swachhata Ranking Award. Here, mainly for excelling in hostel hygiene, water conservation, campus green, and harnessing solar energy and rainwater harvesting, waste segregation, solid waste management. Another one is again, we got the AICT Clean and Smart Campus Award. We got 3rd rank for deployment of the digital technologies like IoT, AI, big data, and cloud networking for reducing the consumption of natural resources like paper, gas, water, energy, and also to achieve the sustainability at SRM IST. Contributing to UN SDGs. The others are related to industries also. Next, please. Next. Here, we also participated in the impact ranking, global ranking for SDGs. All universities, about 800 international institutions and 30 Indian institutes participated, and we participated in 4 SDGs. The SDG 6 is the clean water and sanitation. And India, we got 6th rank and world 51 with a average point of 59.1. Next. And this is another one is University of Indonesia Green Metric World Ranking for, again, evaluation of the sustainability. Here we were ranked by infrastructure, energy, waste, water, and transport, and education, and in which For the past consecutive 3 years, we have been participating, and in 2020, we received 192 rank out of 112 universities participated, and in Indian ranking, we got first rank for water. Next one. And these are the parameters by which we were evaluated. For there are 4 indicators for water conservation, water recycling, efficient appliances, and water consumption, in which these are the points out of the scores are given. Out of 1,000, we have been receiving 900, and we are trying to improve that to 1,000. Next. See, SRM-ISD has follows the traditional Kudimaramat technology for sustainable water infrastructure, and we are self-sufficient for about 60,000 stakeholders using 143 rainwater harvesting pits and 3 STP recycling plants. And we also follow water mission. SRM Water Mission is part of the joins with the National Water Mission to educate and motivate, also to bring awareness among our stakeholders, and we maintain the water consuming equipments to its optimum efficiency in all buildings and facilities, and also through tight control for consumption and eliminate leakage by frequent meter readings for leakages, and all water systems are remotely monitored by the management staff. And we are also aiming to reduce the water consumption per person nearer to from 3.7 meter cube to 3.3. And we are also reducing in the laboratories, because as we know, it is a multidisciplinary universities where a lot of laboratories are there. So we are following certain rules and regulations to reduce the water in the laboratories and offices by recirculating the water used for cooling and ensure the water equipments are at its high loading capacities. Next, please. And these are some of the methods for recycling of treated water at SRM campus. The treated water is processed and consumed for washing purpose, toilet purpose, gardening, and buses, vehicle washing. Next, please. And for rainwater harvesting at SRM-ISD, we have both roof water as well as the surface recharging. We get, Chennai gets normally 1,200 to 1,300 millimeter annual rainfall from southwest as well as northeast monsoon. And here by harvesting rainwater, we reduce the municipal potable water usage without water reduction by occupants at SRM-ISD. And this is mostly effective during the rainy days than dry ones. And we catch the rain where it falls, following the water mission's motto that catch the rainwater where it falls in 143 rain harvest pits constructed to harvest the rooftop rainwater as well as the surface runoff water, and we store them in reservoirs, domestic sumps, and recharge open wells and undergrounds. And we have also constructed embankments which direct the excess water to next canals, finally to Vallanjeri, which is a nearby lake nearer to our college, and finally to Adayar Kuvam. Next, please. And the rooftop rainwater harvesting, we initiated and executed the rooftop rainwater harvesting in both hostels, guest house, or hospitals. And it is also collected and connected to a standard header and led to trickling fan filters. And this filtered water is again chlorinated and used for domestic purposes. And the harvested rainwater and storm water drains and runoff from the rooftops are also used for recharging the bore wells. Next, please. And this is the overall achievement. We have recycled the wastewater as well as we used the rainwater harvested. Up to 100% we are reusing it. And wastewater is almost 90% of the water is recycled. And we have various capacity of for water storage in our engineering academics, engineering hostels, medical academics, and medical hostel. Academic means in the college buildings. Next, please. And the rainwater harvesting pits at various campus we have, main campus and also annexure hostels. We have hostels separately for engineering students and separately for medical students. And this is the number of pits at different buildings. So totally we have 143. Next, please. And this is the structure of rainwater harvesting pit, which comes from the rooftop, one in the law college and another one near the tech park, which is part of engineering technology. Next, please. And this is again the rainwater harvesting, which is collection from the buildings and the rooftops. And this is surface water. The big well is there, and where the water is recharged into that. Next, please. And this is the surface area, hostel terrace area for rainwater harvesting at different hostels, like both boys and girls hostels, which are named in a different anma, and it shows the square feet of the harvesting areas. Next, please. And totally the water storage capacity at different hostels and buildings, and also the rainwater harvest pit, total how much is in collected by different water pits in the different buildings. Next, please. And this is during October 2020, the flow of rainwater was there. Just read the video. Can you play it, please? It is a video. Can you play it? No, play the video, please. It's a short video only. The water shows how it starts from the area, and whatever it comes, we are directing them to go and charge the wells as well as to a nearby lake. So this is the underground facility for runoff water, which is nearby the auditorium. What you have seen is this is outflow to the nearest lake. Finally goes and all these has been done by our volunteer students of NSS, NCC, and also various other clubs have done it. And you can see the greenery. Next, please. And here this chart shows the rainwater path from the Chengalpatti area to Vallanjeri area, which you have seen it now. And this next one is our auditorium through which the groundwater is running, and we are collecting the rainwater to different areas, and we also have various sumps in which it is stored and connected to fire hydrant. We use it for rainwater for other purposes, and we have also constructed the embankment. The next center one is the embankment, where rainwater goes, and then finally excess water is diverted to water bodies. Next. And this is the location and direction of rainwater harvesting at SRM IST. Next, please. And finally, we have harvested approximately every year around 12 lakhs of rainwater, and our goal is to double the rainwater harvesting, which involves a lot of effort. And also, we are 90% of the wastewater is recycled, and we are following it for continuously for so many years, and we wanted to attain zero discharge. Next, please. Next. So here I would like to quote the wordings from Vivekananda, that is, arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. So finally, I would like to thank the National Water Mission, especially Sokji. So we would like to also to be a part of, as SRM IST is again a private university, but we would like to be a part of the National Water Mission, because following you, we already started our SRM IST Water Mission, through which our students are taking part, and we are also attending the lectures, water talks, and then educating our students, and also we are educating the nearby villages, because through our Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and Swachhata Action Plan, we are also educating the nearby villages and contributing so much for the schools and others, especially in the providing pure water to these people. And our student NSS and other volunteers are helping them to establish the rainwater harvesting at their individual homes, and also water and hygiene, and also provide good food to the schools, and taking care of the education and everything. And I would like to thank the organizers for giving the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kandevi, madam. Very nice, because Chennai has been the pioneer of rainwater harvesting structures during Jayalalitha's time, 2001 itself. They had started a lot of.
Yes, sir.
And we have had many talks from Mr. Shekhar also, Shekhar from the rain centers, I said. We had actually modeled the rain center based on the Tamil Nadu model, but then we expanded it to have not only rainwater, but all issues related to water. Thanks, your people are joining for the water talk, but please expand the number of people participating, because you can also, it's as I said, available in the website, so you can download it and show it to them also. Very good initiatives. Arun had come from Chennai regarding that lake restoration project. There's a lot of lake restoration in that area. The Arun Krishnamurthy, they also had come. Then this Fora from the couple from I think Fora Karkata, they have done it in the.
Actually, we are part of Jal Shakti also, sir, and we maybe in the south zone we could activate as a, like you told, the Jal Shakti Kendra. We can start and work with the school children, because
Yes,
we can motivate them to be a part of it also.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Would you like to tell further, sir? Ashok, sir? Yeah. So thank you very much, Professor Kanta Devi from SRM University, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Now, from here, we would move to the state of West Bengal, the choice of Professor Ujjwala Chowdhury, who is a professor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, Kolkata, West Bengal. Over to you.
Thank you. Being the last speaker, almost all major issues are already covered, as we can see. But very good, it has been a learning experience for me. Catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. A very catchy slogan indeed. An awareness drive very well taken as the report which was given earlier to us. So I really appreciate the case studies also that has been presented before us. Moving ahead, I believe that this has to be a people's movement now, moving ahead. And for people's movement, very rightly you have addressed the educational institutions. If you can follow it up with 500 universities and colleges of India, if their principals, vice chancellors, if they can come together on another occasion. So that could be also possible. And for Northeast and East India, I am personally also connected to most of the vice chancellors. Maybe we can explore that as well. There are a lot of good case studies that have been brought in. For example, we have seen in National Geographic, Hiware Bajar village of Ahmednagar in Maharashtra. Sunita Narayan has written about it. There is a story of destitution and environmental regeneration, from destitution to environmental regeneration, that has happened in Hiware Bajar. A very good example, leadership of the local Sarpanch being there. And today, which was a water deficit place, is 12 inches of rainfall they are getting, 300 millimeters of rainfall preserved and harvested. Full drinking water of the village was 1,200 families, and 3 full crops are being covered with that. So such success stories are there in India, in the community, and there could be such success stories in every part of the country. Coming to my state, Bengal, and I'm in Barasat, which is North 24 Parganas, 14 kilometers away from Calcutta airport. This is the rainwater endowment here is quite reasonably good. Rainwater received over an area is quite good, is reasonably fine. But rainwater harvesting potential has not been exploited. Though the endowment is good, but the potential has not been fully exploited or used. There is spillage, there is leakage, there is infiltration, there is catchment surface wetting and evaporation. All of these are reasonably quite high, and people's awareness is low. And therefore, the work that you are doing under National Water Mission has a great importance in our state as well. Crisis still not seen and understood by the people at large, because they are more or less getting the water. Like Chennai had a huge crisis of drinking water some time ago. Since such things haven't happened here, so people are not actually foreseeing a crisis that's ahead. So, and housing pattern also is perhaps not always suitable for rainwater harvestment. Sometimes I feel so. So water bodies falling prey to land mafia is quite common, because also due to the high population density of this state. For example, India has 382 people per kilometers average, but Bengal has 1,029, 3 times than that of India. So that's also creating a problem for proper utilization of water and filling up of the water bodies historically, which have been water bodies. Coming to our university per se, we are comparatively a newer university in comparison to the other universities which have spoken. We are in the 7th year of our operations, but we are a large university. 132 acres is the total land, of which we have only used 60%. 40% still remaining, because we plan to expand into architecture, design, and sports management, and medical science. So these are there. We have already started pharmacy, but not the other areas of healthcare. So there's enough of space. And at this point of time, we have around 5,000 plus students and 300 plus faculty members. So and then there are 400-500 other non-teaching people as well. So water requirement is roughly around 585 kiloliter per day. And fortunately, we have water availability of 810 kiloliter per day. So we are a little excess now at this point of time, but the expansion of the university is happening. Finally, it will balance out. So large pond we have created in the middle of the campus, which as a water catchment area, and we are trying to just begun the work in creating a proper catchment process there. Construction of many sumps are coming that would collect the rooftop water, rainwater, through filter media. So that's another thing that's coming up. Wastewater to be reused after treatment. The process has started, but we have a capacity of 400 kiloliters a day from wastewater. Still, the full capacity is not yet gained or not yet utilized. So we are in the process just started. Detailed sewage treatment plant is coming up with aeration tank, filter feed tanks, sludge holding tank, and other necessary aspects of that. Deep recharge wells, 7 recharge wells are coming up. We have a plan to have 40% utilization of the rooftop rainwater through this recharge well. Available roof area at this point of time is 15,000 square meter, which is quite large for a university because it's the size of the land is high. So the plan is to utilize the entire rooftop area, roof area for harvesting of rainwater. So volume of rooftop rainwater to be recharged through the multiple recharge wells, the 7 recharge wells, is around 4,608 kiloliter per annum. But this will only be happening in the next 2 years when you complete the whole process. We have just started now. The second recharge well is in process, 5 more to come up. So this is the future that way. So yes, after we utilize these things, what I've just now said in plan, we can also move on to the community around. As has been explained by 2 other vice chancellors earlier, the community around we can reach out to in supporting in their water conservation and water preservation and all. We'd look forward to technological and project support, whatever is possible on your behalf, within your law, within your projects from the water mission, national water mission for the university. We are also, as has been told by my previous speakers, we are very keen to engage our students in campaign designing because we have a very large media and liberal arts school, and also research because we have got more than 1,000 engineering students also. So research, and there are students of geography specifically, there are students of other sciences as well. So projects and research in this fair. I really appreciate Shulin University for doing this patented program, a deep bag that they have talked about for purifying water. That's a great thing, a great project to be done. Similarly, others have worked on other aspects of these projects. So we could also contribute to these projects, as has been mentioned earlier. However, being a young university and largely the work is at the beginning stage, at this stage, guidance of the National Water Mission would be great for us to move ahead. Thank you. I wanted to keep it short because it's already 12:50 now, but I'm really educated, I must say, enlightened by the talks of both the MD of NWM and also the various deans, vice chancellors and speakers before me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary. As you rightly said, we will know the value of water only when your well dries up. Right. You have a lot of water, you have plethora of water, so you have not really felt the pinch. But other universities have, some of the from the universities are in an area where they have felt the pinch of water. Marathwada and all these things, areas have a lot of sugar factories. Still, they have a lot of water problems there. And if you don't check the unabated use of water, that could be a problem there. You rightly mentioned about the Hiware Bazaar. Hiware Bazaar, Popula Pawar was one of our water talk speaker. He came on the 6th water talk.
Yes.
And
Sarpanch there. Yeah.
He is Sarpanch. He spoke on 23/8/2019 last year. And incidentally, of the 12 speakers who came last year, 2 of them got Padma Award last year. Mr. Popula Pawar got Padma Shri, and Dr. Anil Joshi, who gave a third water talk, got the Padma Bhushan Award. So we are having high quality people talking to us. The Hiware Bazaar, he presented it very nicely, almost the way he had transformed the place in 1991 onwards from a very, very low water area suffering from migration and then crimes and very, very low water to a totally water self-contained unit without any major dams being built on it. It's basically only storing rainwater. These are success stories. I think we should inspire these students. Thanks for your offer to creating good IEC materials. Please share them with us. As I said, in catchtherain.nwm@gmail.com. We'll keep that, giving you the right to credits for share with the people. And I again tell all the people, please visit our website and see the section where we have stored a lot of IEC materials. A lot of banners are there, wall writing materials are there, a lot of social media messagings are there. If your children, your students and or your faculty can generate platform, I can crowdsource it and keep it in our website so that anybody can share it. Basically, this movement has to come, everybody's participation has to come inside. So all of you can share us by sharing the IEC materials created in your creatives created in your by your students in your campus can share it to us. We'll keep it in our website so that other people can use it. Please use them. I request all of you to look at it and please keep those banners in your place so that the message of Catch the Rain goes down. And we should ensure that this movement, which we are slowly starting, should become into a big Jan Andolan. It should be a people's movement where everybody talks about catch the rain, catching the rain, because that is the only source of water for us. We should ensure that. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Professor Ujjwala Chaudhary from the City of Joy, Kolkata, West Bengal. Now, before I move on, request Mr. J.P. Singh, Deputy Secretary with Ministry of Jal Shakti, National Water Mission, to deliver the vote of thanks. I would request my backend team to play 2 short videos on urban flooding.
अरे क्या हुआ? किन ख्यालों में डूबी हो रिकू?
अरे पीको, तुम सोच रही थी बारिश का मौसम आने वाला है और उसके आते ही मुसीबतें ही मुसीबतें।
अरे मॉनसून आते हैं तो खुशियां आती हैं और तुम कह रही हो मुसीबतें ही मुसीबतें?
बोलो तो, जगह जगह पानी कब जमा होता है?
मॉनसून में।
ट्रैफिक जैम कब होता है?
मॉनसून में।
घरों के आगे गली गली तक पानी कब भर जाता है?
मॉनसून में।
तो बोलो, अब मॉनसून को मुसीबत ना बोलूं तो क्या बोलूं?
पर रिकू, कभी सोचा है कि पानी का जो घर है वो वहाँ न जाकर तुम्हारे गली मोहल्लों या सड़कों पर क्यों आ जाता है?
पानी का घर? समझी नहीं।
अरे पानी का घर यानी बावड़ियाँ, तालाब, कुएं जो आज शहरों में लगभग खत्म ही हो चुके हैं।
अरे शहरों में कहाँ होते हैं तालाब, बावड़ियाँ, कुएं?
अरे होते हैं रिकू, पर सब इन बड़ी बड़ी इमारतें बन जाने के कारण कहीं दब के रह गए और जो बचे खुचे हैं वो गंदे हो गए। पेड़ और जंगल भी खत्म हो गए जो बारिश का पानी और भूमिगत जल का स्तर बढ़ाने में मदद करते थे।
So sad, पर अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता क्या?
हो तो सकता है, तो ध्यान से सुनो। पहला, जब बारिश आए तो उसके पानी को छत या किसी टैंक में स्टोर करने की कोशिश करें। जैसे यहाँ इन टैंकों में वर्षा का पानी इकट्ठा हो रहा है और धरती के अंदर भी जा रहा है। देखो इस तरह से।
वाह, ये तो बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है। और दूसरा?
दूसरा, जो तालाब, बावड़ियाँ और कुएं बचे हुए हैं उन्हें साफ करके इस्तेमाल के लायक बनाएं।
और
पेड़ लगाएं और ये मंत्र कभी ना भूलें।
हाँ, सभी को बताएं भी, अपनाएं भी।
Catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. Catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. लगता है आज बरखा रानी बहुत जम के बरसने वाली है। बरखा रानी जरा जम के बरसो, मेरा ना 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 झूम के बरसो। वाह बाबा, आज तो बहुत खुश नजर आ रहे हो। बरखा जो आने वाली है पीकू। हाँ वो तो ठीक है बाबा, पर सोचा है कि बरखा रानी आएंगी तो विराजेंगी कहाँ।
ये क्या सवाल हुआ पीकू?
और क्या, बारिश का पानी जमा होगा खेतों में, हमारी गलियों में, और कहाँ।
हाँ बच्चों, यही तो परेशानी है। हाँ भाई, एक वक्त था जब बारिश के पानी से बावड़ियों, कुओं, तालाबों में पानी भरा रहता था। सिर्फ 4 महीने की बारिश से 12 महीने पानी का सुख मिलता था।
वो कैसे?
वो ऐसे छोटी कि बारिश का पानी धरती में जाकर कुओं, तालाबों और बावड़ियों में पानी का स्तर बनाए रखता है।
यानी बारिश के पानी से भूजल रिचार्ज हो जाता है।
हाँ। अच्छा, कहाँ से आता है?
भूजल से।
और भूमि में जल कहाँ से आता है?
बारिश से।
बिल्कुल सही बोला छोटी।
पर अब तो पीकू बावड़ियों, कुओं, तालाबों पर सिर्फ कूड़ा कचरा ही दिखाई देता है।
अरे रोती क्यों हो छोटी, कोई जुगाड़ करते हैं।
आइडिया, सब मिलकर बावड़ियों, कुओं और तालाबों को साफ करें।
हाँ, जिससे बारिश का पानी हमारे सूखे पड़े कुएं, तालाबों, बावड़ियों और अन्य पानी के स्रोतों को फिर से पानी से भर दे। तो याद रखें,
Catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. Catch the rain where it falls, when it falls.
So those are the small beautiful videos giving out the Catch the Rain campaign message, giving out the urban flooding problems and also the solutions. With this, I would request Mr. JP Singh, Deputy Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, National Water Mission, to deliver the vote of thanks address. Over to you, Mr. JP Singh.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Before I formally give my vote of thanks, 2 requests. As sir said that our IEC material on the Catch the Rain campaign is already available on the Catch the Rain tab of the National Water Mission's website. So soon we'll be putting that material in the vernacular languages also. So you can take those material and put that material in your organizations in the form of standees, banners, posters, besides using it on the social media platform. And secondly, if you have water departments in your organizations, now with the initiative of AS&MD sir, we have started water tech talks. Beside water talks, these are water tech talks which are happening on the 2nd Friday of every month. So you can ask your technical students as well as the faculty to participate in these water tech talks. I must say that since we started this campaign in February last year, this is growing leaps and bounds, and it has reached numerous organizations, be it state government, be it central government, ministries, department, armed forces, central armed police forces, airports, banks, central public sector undertakings, and as well as educational institutions. Though we have already taken up with number of universities to support, the Catch the Rain campaign, but today webinar has given us opportunity to reach to the youth of the country, I think, which will not inculcate values of water conservation in them, but also provide an opportunity to be a part of this initiative for making India a water secure country. Today, it was pleasure to witness that universities are already doing excellent work in water conservation. And we hope that with the Association of Universities, the Catch the Rain campaign will achieve more acceleration on the efforts of the water related works. While taking up water related works or issues, if you face any difficulty, you have any comments, any suggestions, please do approach us, National Water Mission, to deliberate further on these issues or any kind of help if we can extend in that front. I extend my sincere gratitude to ASNMD Sir, National Water Mission, for gracing this workshop, whose continued persistence to attach different organizations with the campaign is bringing a great success to the campaign. We are thankful to him for his initiative to bring universities on this forum. On behalf of National Water Mission, I extend hearty vote of thanks to all the distinguished panelists, Dr. Sayali Gankar, Vice Chancellor, D.Y. Patil University, Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, Pro Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, Dr. Atul Khosla, Vice Chancellor, Shulini University, Ms. Rajita Kulkarni, President, Sri Sri University, and Professor Kanta Devi, Dean, SRM University, for not only accepting our request to join the webinar and sparing their valuable time from busy schedule, but also bringing large number of students to this platform. I would like to thank Epic News for their association and extending full support in organizing this webinar. And lastly, I would like to thank my National Water Mission team, especially Sunil Sir, Purvi Joshi, Charu Upadhyay, for taking painstaking efforts for making this event a success. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to all of you once again. Thanks.
With this, thank you very much, and to all those who have connected through to this talk through various platforms, YouTube and Facebook. And with this, we would end this talk with the Educational University National Water Mission. This is organized by APAC News Network. Thank you very much, each and everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.